Hey guys, how we doing? So my last video, I made a blue mesh cardigan with some 3-weight yarn. I'm gonna make another granny square hexagon cardigan because I love them. And excuse me, I'm still getting over being sick because fuck July. I'm gonna put a picture in, like right here, of my inspiration for this cardigan, which is a bag that was made by EcoShun. And I saw it and I was like, I need that as a cardigan. So I have the first round of colors done. I need better light. 1 second. All right. So we just moved a little. We were over there. Now we're over here. Look at those colors. So I've got black, grape, soft purple, and purple. And these are the Joann's Big Twist value. Just, it's my preferred, like, basic color yarn. It's softer than Red Heart. It's nicer to work with than Red Heart. I just like it better. So that's what we're doing. I know in EcoShun's, and I'll put the picture up here, that this outer color is more of a grayy purple. And I originally had used Eggplant from this color line, but it was more pink gray than it was purple gray. I didn't like it, and it wasn't working. So I looked through the purple options I had, and I liked purple the best. So that's what we're going with. So based on my count from the neon pink and black granny square I made, I have planned out all my rows. I drew a picture. Like, I got a plan, guys. Hopefully it works out and fits the way I'm hoping. But I'm going to do like the cuff and all of the ribbing. That'll all be in black, because I just prefer it that way. It's black. It's the hardest to get dirty. So cuffs, ribbing, black. All the edging, black. If I can make it black and it looks good, it's gonna be black. So that is the plan. I haven't decided yet. I have 2 other colors of the Rave yarn. There's like a cyan crush. It's like neon cyan and pink. And then I don't remember the name of the other one, but it's like purple, blue, and pink. So I might throw those 2 in here as well. Just make them granny squares. Couple other projects I made. Get rid of that hanger. Made a bandana. This is also a Big Twist yarn. This is the little pride colors that they have. So this is the non-binary flag colors. And then I tried my hand at amigurumi, and I made this little Lulu. And it's adorable. And I hated making it. So, amigurumi, not for me. I enjoyed making the pieces. I did not enjoy putting them all together. Sewing is where all of the fun went away. But that's the plan for this video. At least 1 hexagon cardigan, maybe 3. We'll see how frisky I feel. Okay, so it has been 4 days. I made half the cardigan with the back, made this part bigger. These 4 rows were after I seamed the shoulder. I added 8 rows onto the end of the cuff, so starting with the black, dark purple, light purple, third purple. And I started the second half, but I ran out of black. And I also made some pockets, which may look familiar to anybody who's ever seen Pokemon, because I was working on this, and I'm like, I know these purples. I'm very familiar with these purples. These are the ghost purples. So these are going to be pockets. I think the plan is, when I sew it on, it's going to be like this kind of way pocket, because the The smallest feasible like pixel art I found for this guy is 35 tall by like 32 wide, I think. So that dictated what I could do. So the pockets are big, and I know that, and like I get that. You also have to imagine that there will be at least 8 rows on the bottom here. But yeah, it's just, this is my first time ever doing tapestry crochet. And, you know, I did like up to right underneath the eye, and then I ripped it all out, and then I did it again where I like cut the yarn, kind of did intarsia mostly. But yeah, so that's how that turned out. That one's still blocking, but so yeah, I ran out of the black, and then that is what's left of my 3 purple skeins. So 4 skeins, and I made over half the sweater. I am impressed. I love the big twist yarns. I just love the way they feel. So I'm very happy with this project, but now I'm waiting on mail. So I'm gonna set this aside. I'm gonna dig out my other 2 yarns to show you guys those. Yeah, look at those colors. They're just, oh, they're just so good. Let me see if I can get them in the sun here. Oh, baby, look at them. Look at the camera saturation go right out the window. We love her. So, I'm going to start on those. I do not have ribbing yarn for those, for like the cuffs and the ribbing. So, I don't know what I'm going to do about that, but that is a road we will cross at a later date. Hey everyone, I'm hanging out outside today because it's pleasant, considering it's August in Florida. I am gluing the fabric backs onto my pockets. I am lint rolling the back of them first because cat hair and yarn love each other. And then I have prepped a square of fabric, and I am just using this Fabric Fuse Quick Bond adhesive because it doesn't require an iron, and acrylic yarn is plastic yarn. Acrylic and irons mean melting yarn, and we don't want that. So I am going to take a paintbrush and just go around the edges, kind of get the inside a little bit, just, you know, try and get as good of a bond as I can. And I already put the back on the Haunter and Ghastly pocket, and I made this fabric square small enough that I can still get into all of the stitches around the edge so that, you know, I can sew and or crochet it onto the cardigan later. I am still waiting. I got the purple yarns today, but the yarn I need is the black yarn. I don't have that yet. So without that, there is not much I can do on that cardigan. So I am working on a second cardigan in the Big Twist Brave Cyan Crush. Cyan Crush is the name of the yarn. And I just started the second half today, so I'll show you how far I am on that. My only problem with this is I was going to use the cyan color from the Big Twist yarns to do the cuffs and stuff, but by the time I finished the first half, I realized that the blue and this color like carries a lot more physical weight than the pink does. So like all of the sections where it's like the blue and the pink mixed, just end up like looking really blue. So I don't want to do the cuffs in the blue because then I feel like it's going to be too much blue. But I don't have a pink that matches the pink, so I don't know what to do. The one option I can do is, because I'm basing this off the counts from my neon pink and black one, which was Scene Queen. So I'm basing my counts off the Scene Queen one, and for that one, I had 7, and I had I glued the wrong one onto Haunter and Ghastly. It's the only conclusion I have. I don't know when it's already drying. Oh no. No, 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 no. Off. Off, off, off. Panic! That up there. It's gonna have to go on here. Why is this one so big? Let's try that. Go. Okay. Press that down, and then I'm going to have to re-glue this one, I guess. So bring back the glue. What was I saying? I'm going off the counts from the Scene Queen one. I used 7 skeins for that, and I added a decent amount of length on it so that it would go under my butt. So what I can do for this Cyan Crush one instead is, instead of making it that much longer, I can make it a couple rows longer and then use the rest of that 7th skein to do cuffs and the ribbing, or I can just do the cuffs and not do any ribbing. I'm conflicted, I haven't decided yet. So we'll see what happens, but I'm still just I was expecting, like, the pink is bright, but it just like I said, when it mixes with the blue really visually takes over, so it doesn't like in the full half sleeve, it just looks very blue with pops of pink, which is fine. I like the way it looks. It's not the problem. It's just messing with my original plan. Okay. So let's try this. That does make me feel better though, having had to rip that one off, because it was actually attached, which gives me hope. Pull this edge down just a little bit to make sure we still have access. Alright, so I unplugged the microphone because it was making horrible popping noises, and hopefully I can fix that on my computer, but it just apparently does not like being outside. So, this is what this one looks like, and this is what the back looks like. Once this is drier, I'm going to go around all of the edges and like, this has a little nozzle, and I'm just going to glue, 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 and make sure it's really, really on there around the edges, just because, and then I'll clamp it with my little clips, but I just want that to be, you know, nice and attached in there. And then here's Gengar with the back, so we're letting those just marinate together. And then this is the second half of the Cyan Crush. And I mean, you can see what I say when I'm saying this pink is bright. It's bright. But, like when we look at the top here, you see how, like, all of these in-between layers, they just turn blue. So, like, the pink is bright and it's a big, good pop, but the blue takes up the majority of the color when it's fully pulled out into the full half sleeve. And I'd show you that, but that's in my room, and I'm not going back inside right now. Okay, so black has arrived. It's the big boy. So, we can get started on the black one again. Before I do that, I'll show y'all what I was talking about in my last clip. Wow, on camera it comes across a lot more pink. In person, it definitely reads as blue. So, that is wildly unhelpful for all of my wants and needs. Because, like, when I look at this in person, like, this is all blue. There's one row of pink here, and then it's blue. That's so blue. Oh, now that I'm looking at it in the camera, I'm conflicted. Because if I look at it in person, it definitely reads blue. Why does it not read blue on the camera? Let's see if we can flip this here. Yeah, that's more accurate. So that's what I'm seeing. Now I'm conflicted. So I was going to do, I have a blue that matches this for the cuff. Oh, yeah. I'm going to finish the other half and put it together. And then we'll decide. Because now I'm confused. But that's that one. And then this is this half, which I already did the cuff on. And then this is the second half. So there's those so far. Actually, I guess this would be the other way it was. And then we've got pockets. Woo! I am throwing things, y'all. And yeah, I'm not sure about the pockets either. I do want to add length on here. That's the back. That's not helping my problem, is it? Why are you stuck? There's nothing to be stuck on. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Let's see. So that's the front. That's that side. And honestly, sew it on, you know, with the black roll, maybe? I don't know. I want to make it, the pocket's going to go in like this. It's like you typically have the cutout, but, you know, I wanted to actually with the pattern. Oh, I'm conflicted because this is the other option. And I don't super care for that either. Yeah. Because I know I'm going to have black ribbing. Like, I like it. I don't hate it. It just interferes with the pattern. And I really like the pattern too. I might make it a bag. Oh. I've accomplished nothing. And I just ripped out my nose ring. So we're doing really good. On the upside, here's the hot pink that I'm going to use on the border for this one. But like I said, I have a different plan for this one. Here's my nose ring. Okay. This is not the positive, happy update I was going for. This is, I'm having a crisis. We're going to finish the second half of that guy. That's the plan. That's the plan for today. The second half of that guy. And I'm going to go put my nose ring back in because I just ripped that out. Hello, update time. As you can see, we're now fully assembled. I'm going to lower you guys a little bit. Okay. And it's still not enough. Damn my shortness. Shorter. Shorter. There we go. Alright. So, as you can see, I have clipped on the pockets. This is kind of just as much for me as you guys, so I can actually see how they look. My plan is when I do the ribbing, I'm going to go through both layers. So when I glued the fabric on the back, I made sure to leave all of the edge loops still accessible for crocheting. So I think when I add the ribbing, I'll go around these, and this is my plan for the whole. So I'll get closer. So I'm going to come down this corner just a tick and go up a little bit, because if we look at standard manufactured hoodies, as you can see, you get this little bottom corner ridge so shit don't fall out your pockets. So we're going to do the same thing here so shit don't fall out my pockets. But yeah, those look so cute. We love it. And then I'm also in the process of, I'm not making an amazing collar, but in fact a hood. So I just started that. Never made a hood before on a granny square or on any. Never made a hood before. So this is a first. Lots of firsts with this project. It's the first like intentionally striped cardigan I've ever done, which I have avoided in the past because color changes every 2 rows. It's not a dream scenario for me because, as you can see, I got all these ends to tuck in still. Like coming out here, you know, we'll just shoop, put all those back inside. I didn't go as large as I usually do on these cuffs. They're nice and small. They're just 5 rounds. Probably going to do the same with the ribbing. And then when I get to the hood, here's my secret plan. Is that, you know, the ribbing will go up to here where the hood attaches. And I'm going to do single crochets all around this hood. So 5 rows of single crochet, which I think I can then fold over and sew shut to make like a string pocket. And then I have to obviously make a hoodie string. That's the update for this one. I don't actually think I'm going to add anything onto the length. It's pretty decent length, and plus once I add, you know, the like 3 inches of ribbing on the bottom, I think it's going to be perfect. So I ended up not adding anything at all on the length. Let me tell you my counts for everything so far. So I did 25 rows for the body, and this center black that I started with, I did 3 rows of that. So you do 3 rows of that, and then afterwards every color gets 2 rows, so then you get these nice thick stripes. If you've seen other ones where you only do 1 row, it gets like a more confetti look, and I can show you what that looks like on this bandana I made. So, like, if we're looking here, like, you see how they're spaced apart, and you get a more confetti look instead of these like thick zigzag stripes. So it's all personal preference. You can do whatever you want. I did 25 rows for the body, and then I seamed the shoulder. Now, when you look at the shoulder seam, you've got technically 1, 2, 3, 4 rows of this purple. So that's one way you can do seams when doing these. The other way is on my back, where in the middle, in the dead middle, what I did is, instead of doing 2 purple on this side, 2 purple on this side, I did 1 purple each, and then joined to just make a nice middle stripe. So those are generally your 2 options when you're seaming stuff up like this. It's personal preference. I like both. I think both look fine. It doesn't bother me that I have both on this sweater. But, so once I seamed the shoulder, I added 2 rows of each color, and then the cuff for the arms. I added these 4 rows? Yeah. So I did 2 rows, just the front, the back, and the bottom, once it was seamed up, of each color, just to give me more space for my body without making these arms enormous. Because, like, if I wear this, this is my armpit. Like, there's not a lot of wiggle room there. And you don't want this up here because then you get this situation, which doesn't look pretty. And it's not comfortable. You don't want all that up in your armpit. You want some space. So this is how I like to make them. I like this like mushroom that happens with the cuff. Some people don't. So what some people will do is like these rows, they'll decrease to make it a more gradual slope into the cuff, which is also fine. It depends on your preference. It's the great thing about crochet. You can do whatever the fuck you want to make the thing that you want and not the thing that anybody else wants. So yeah, I did that. And then for this back panel, like I said, because I did the seam different here, so I added on, the 2 rows of black, the 2 rows of purple, the 2 rows of this lilac, and then I did 1 row of the purple. And then on the other side, I did the same thing so that you just get this nice, like, mirrored effect. Instead of having, in contrast, if we open up the sleeve, so you've got this nice mirror effect, or you've got, like, the really fat stripe. And again, both are fine. It's personal preference. As for the hoodie, I am using Passionate Kelsey's video on how to do a hood. I will link that down below. I hope I said your name right. I think that's what the name of the channel is. Anyway, great video, super simple, super easy to follow. I just have to figure out my striping to make sure that it looks good. So that's the update on that cardigan. Because this cardigan has turned into a much larger project than I originally intended when I was like, hey, I like EcoShun's bag, it'd be a cute cardigan. I'm only going to do 2 cardigans in this video. I know I kind of said maybe 3, and this is the yarn for what would have been the 3rd one, which I think I've already showed you, but I have a plan for that. I am going to make that cardigan, but I'm going to make it a little different than just a generic granny square cardigan. And I want to, like, actually be able to get into that with you guys. So that's going to be its own video. As for the other cardigan we've made, as a refresher for myself, I bought 7 skeins, and this is what's left of the 7th skein, which isn't bad. This looks way more pink on camera. I think we had this discussion last time I filmed this. My back camera gets it more accurate. So this is this. I haven't added any cuffs yet. What I'm going to do is, with what's left of that skein, I'm going to add some length, just because in the back, like, it just started pouring. Yay, Florida. Like, it's a fine length, but I want to make it a little longer because my mom and I went to Jill Lamb's, which is never, a cheap date, but I got 2 more of these bad boys. So I'm going to finish that skein in length, and then I'm going to use this, and like I said, I got 2 of these, and I'm going to do all the ribbing and all the cuffs with this. So it's all going to be this. Because, I don't know, I just, like, when I look at it in person, the blue carries so much more visual weight than the pink, so I don't want to make the blue the cuffs and the ribbing, and I don't have a pink that matches that pink. Alright, I have finished both of the cardigans, as you can see, hiding over in the corner there. So let me try them on and show them off for you without knocking over that entire stack. Because, Lord, I don't want to pick that up today. So this is the pink and blue one. which again looks way pinker on this camera than it does to my eyes. Let's see if I can tilt that down just a tick. Just a tick. I'm too short, man. I'm just too short. There we go. So, this is this one. I ended up using 8 skeins plus like an eighth of a 9th skein. Like, I had to do the up and around on this last row of ribbing for the 9th skein. So, I think you could do it in 8 skeins if you used a 4.5. But I do like how it turned out. It's very comfy. It's very toasty. And it's obnoxious yet cute. I like how on the sleeves like this you get the like line of blue and then the hot pink peeking out. And I tried really hard to get these to match. They're not entirely perfect, but they're pretty good. But yeah, this was my usual like 25 rows. Same count on this one as the pink and black one that I made as the first video on this channel, and I'll put it in the description. But that's how this one turned out. I do love her. She's very comfy. And then the other one, oh boy, this one was a journey. So this one started out, inspiration was a bag made by Ecoshun. Just super cute. And then it just kind of went off the rails. I've been binging Complicated Knots, and specifically her crocheting every Pokemon in the Pokedex. So I was working on this, and I'm like, these colors remind me of something. So this is my first striped cardigan, my first tapestry crochet project, my first hood, and first hoodie string, and first hexagon cardigan like this with pockets. So lots of firsts on this one. And the reason I ended up with the hood is because when I ordered, I needed more purple. So I ordered more purple. And I was like, because like, the inner purple, which is this really dark one here, I probably would have been fine, but I was concerned with this one that 2 skeins total would not be enough. I was incorrect to be worried, because of my second skeins of purple, this is what's left. We still had a decent amount of the outer purple left. That much of the light purple, and maybe a quarter or third skein of the purple left. So, we did well with that. And that's the second skein. So I only used 2 skeins of the purples. And then either you're going to want probably 3 skeins of the black, or I got the value pound plus. One of those is plenty. But yeah, I added a hoodie, and when I did 5 rows for the ribbing, and when I got to here, I'd switch over to just half double crochets. And then I folded it back on itself and sewed it shut to create a casing for my pulls. So that's how this turned out. It's a nice baggy hoodie. The tutorial I followed for this is by Passionate Kelsey. That's how you say it. Passionate, not passionate. Listen. I figured it out and I was like, you're a dumbass. And that was already after I had recorded the other one. But this is my new go-to hoodie. Like, I'm gonna live in this thing forever. I had these purple buttons, so I bought a bunch of like variety plastic buttons for that pink and black one that is right there. And then I tried to spray paint the hearts neon pink and it didn't work. So I had to find my acrylic neon pink, and it's in a box somewhere, and I can't, when I find it, I will do the buttons. but I'm not gonna go dig through that shit because I just don't have the patience. So that's the final round for these. And then for this yarn, which I know I showed earlier, I have a plan. And I am starting it. But essentially I'm taking a Hexagon t-shirt tutorial where you don't get this. So like this, you have this L kind of triangle shape. And with this tutorial, like none of this is here. It's all vertical stripes. So I'm going to try that with that one. And I don't know with the yarn if it's really going to show up or not, but I want to try something new. So I'm going to try something new. But yeah, that's how these turned out. This took so long because for this guy, the past week, all I had to do was this ribbing. Should have taken me 2 days max. It took a fucking week because I wasn't in the mood, and then I was trying to force myself to do it, and I kept fucking it up, so I'd have to rip it out, and it just... It's done now. It's done now, so we don't have to worry about it. But, yeah, so that's how these turned out. I hope you guys enjoyed this. The next one will be the pink and purple. And then, I don't know, after that, I've got, like, over half a dozen options. So we'll see what happens. But, yeah. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.